to serve you even better if you vote for me. And I promise to respect the results. And I will not fight even one day to remain in State House. But again, I will not allow somebody to come to State House because of violence or intimidation or harassment of people.
The NC conveys its sincere condolences to the people of Zambia, another home of the African National Congress over years, on the loss and the passing on of former president of Zambia, Edgar Lungu. We all rally behind the call made by the current president of Zambia that Zambians have to come together as a people above political affiliation or personal conviction and honor the life of a man who once held the highest office in Zambia.
We are all devastated in our party, the Patriotic Front, the PF. I'm one of the members of parliament and leader of opposition and a member of the Central Committee. I'm just from a meeting and we're all devastated looking at how we can best mourn our leader. It's deja vu for our party, the Patriotic Front. Our founding president, Michael Sata, who was a Republican president, died in 2014. He was much elderly, passed towards 80. But President Lungu was relatively young at 68. We didn't think he was going to go too early. But we know the persecution that went on around him and his family.
It was like a hero to us because he has helped us through a lot. Because he has changed a lot of things in Zambia and he has made a difference apart from other presidents.
You know that he became the president after the passing on of the president of Zambia, Michael Sata, in 2015. And then later in 2016, he contested elections and he became the president of Zambia. He worked very hard in terms of dealing with issues that are related to infrastructure. But on the other hand, later he became someone who has been challenged by many citizens in that country because of his intention to amend the constitution, other issues related to how he was dealing with the opposition. And at that time, the official opposition leader was the current president, Hakainde Hichilema. You'd recall that Hakainde was constantly being harassed and being arrested. And therefore, you have that situation where a person starts well, and mid-term, you find a situation where there are issues, particularly towards elections, because elections by its nature are contested terrain. And when he was contesting Hakainde Hichilema, as you can see in those pictures, he became a bit harsh on Hakainde Hichilema. And therefore, but the truth of the matter is he had embarked on a massive infrastructure development, building roads. But of course, then that legacy dented by the fact that he constantly arrested the opposition leader. But as we speak now, the opposition leader is accused of the same act, even though he has denied that he was ill-treating the president or the retired president, that is Edgar Lungu. But I think the other issue is that he had lots of friends in South Africa and also in a country like Zimbabwe. And therefore, he was able to come to South Africa, I think, because he had a relationship with South Africa. Let's watch this video. It was in 2015 when he became ill, immediately after elections, and when he came to South Africa for medical attention. I remember very well at that time because we were doing that story, and unfortunately an incident happened when we were just about to report on President Edgar Lungu then being admitted in a hospital in South Africa. The SABC crew, we were marked. Let's just look at that video.
Okay, sorry.
Give me.
They didn't, because then Hakainde Hichilema won elections, and therefore challenges started, where at some point in time there were challenges when he wanted to come to South Africa to receive medical attention. And we were told at that time that the government of Zambia had refused that he be flown to South Africa, paying for all the treatment. And therefore, finally, he got to South Africa. And we know that when he was admitted during that, you saw that video in 2015, the then president of South Africa, Jacob Zuma, assisted, and also the then deputy president of South Africa, Cyril Ramaphosa, who is now the president of the country, even visited him in hospital. And that is why even now we had earlier on the spokesperson of government, Vincent, talking about message of condolences to the Zambian people on the passing on of the former president, Edgar Lungu, because it was in 2015, during that time when we were covering his hospitalization, the relationship in terms of helping him with medical challenges started. And even now, as we speak, he was in South Africa receiving medical challenges. It was almost 5 months. He has been in South Africa, and I'm told that he had no intentions to return back to Zambia because of these tensions, and he was hoping that after elections next year, perhaps there will be a new government and things will be better. He decided to continue to lead the party, but unfortunately there was a fallout within that party that he was the leader of, and therefore he bought another small party. He was building that small party, and they had agreed to partner with other parties in Zambia. One of those parties, it's called the Zambia Must Prosper, under the leadership of Calvin Fube Biala. And he was in the country a week ago. We spoke to him, and perhaps he was hoping, and we are told that he felt that Calvin Fube Biala can be a person who can contest elections and challenge President Hakainde Hichilema. Let's take a listen at what he had to say, passing his condolences to the family and the people of Zambia, because they were working on building a strong alliance.
It is with a very heavy heart that we have received the sad news of the passing on of our beloved 6th Republican President of the Republic of Zambia, Dr. Edgar Lungu. We believed and prayed that Dr. Lungu will go through his medical checkups and indeed his operations if need be, and return to Zambia. But God Almighty knew why this did not happen. We are very sad and very, very disturbed by this news. Zambians are mourning as this news has just broken. On behalf of Zambia Must Prosper, my political party, which is a member of the Tonse Alliance, we send heartfelt condolences to the entire country of Zambia and indeed the SADC region on the loss of Edgar Lungu, our 6th Republican president from Zambia.
It's not clear yet, but there are reports that he had challenges in terms of swallowing food, and it started at that time. But it hasn't been confirmed properly, perhaps what led to that, and perhaps he's passing on. But I think later we will get more details. Our colleague Kaya Kumalo is working on a comprehensive piece where we will try and delve into this big story. But also I think it will be interesting to hear from the former South African president, Jacob Zuma, who was very close to Edgar Lungu. And also he was very close to the president of Zimbabwe, Emmerson Mnangagwa, and as I pointed out in 2015, at that time when we were marked covering his hospitalization, it was President Jacob Zuma at that time who had agreed that he can come to South Africa to receive medical attention. And then later he was visited by both President Jacob Zuma at that time and the deputy president at that time, Cyril Ramaphosa. Even now, I'm told that President Cyril Ramaphosa was aware and he had endorsed and supported the treatment support that he received in South Africa. And that is why South Africa was able to even issue a statement, because they have been monitoring his health and also him being in South Africa. So it will be interesting to hear from President Jacob Zuma.